Hi there, Andy from DakkaDesign again, and this is the third part of the Destroyer tutorial. So we're going to get straight stuck in about it, and first thing we're going to do is a little bit of kind of housekeeping. So I'm going to hide the reference images, and when we go in here you'll see that these objects aren't very helpfully named because I've been a little bit lazy as we've been going on. So we're going to just rename those objects so it's a little bit easier. So we're just going to prefix them with ref so it's nice and easy, and we'll call this the hammerhead. This one here we're going to call this the hub, I think, and you can just see I'm prefixing them all with ref. So reference spin section and reference aft section. Now, I mean, this is housekeeping, you don't strictly speaking need to do it, but when you're looking in the layers manager you can now see the benefit. Nicely named objects rather than box and cylinder and all that kind of stuff. And when you get to working later on with really complicated scenes, you know, this saves you so much time and hassle. So yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to turn off the spin section, the aft section and the hub, and that just leaves us the hammerhead. And as I say, we are going to start modelling the more detailed version of this, and obviously 15-minute limit on these YouTube videos, so we'll get as far through this as we can and then I'll stop the video and then we'll pick that up in another part. So let's see how much we can get done. So the first thing I want to do is just make a clone, a copy of this object. So I'm just going to go in here into the edit menu and select clone, or as we saw there, Control V, sorry, can do that as well. And I want to make a copy, not an instance, because if it's instanced for all the new guys, then any changes we make to the copy will also reflect on the original version, and we just want to keep our scaffold as a reference. So we're going to make a copy, and we can put in a new name here. So let's just remove the numbers and remove the ref part so we know that this is just the hammerhead, and hit OK. Now let's go back into the layers manager and you'll see that that now is a new object in our scaffold layer. So what I actually want to do is I want to add that to a new layer, and then just call that hammerhead. Brilliant. And then obviously we can just hide the scaffold. So now we have this new copy of the hammerhead in its own layer, and we can switch it on and off as we want. So what I'm going to do is just go down into polygon mode, and I'm actually going to select these back faces here, these ones here, and oh, we pop up there, don't want that. So we're going to select these faces back here, and I'm going to press the delete key and just delete them. And then don't worry about this big hole here because we are going to get rid of that. Let's actually just go ahead, select that face and delete them also. And let's just select border mode, click that and do a cap. So now we've filled that space back in. Now looking at the reference images of the destroyer, the two sides of the ship have these big armor plates. Let me just bring up one of the nice images that we found earlier on. Let's see if I can. Okay, so this is a reference image I found that's some other guy's 3D model. It's way more detailed than we're aiming for, but you know, it's nice to get inspiration from stuff like this. So you can see that the makeup of the ship is there's these two big armor panels that make up the two sides of the hammerhead, and then the superstructure kind of bridges across in between this at various points. So the first job we want to do is make these big armor panels. So let's pop back into Max. What we want to do is go into edge mode, and we want to select any one of these edges here, and we're going to use this button ring. And what you can see there is we've selected, oh well, most of them. Sometimes it does that when you're, that's why, because we've got some stray verts in there. So this is what I was saying about, I'll make little mistakes, won't edit the video, and that way you guys get to see how I fix it. So just using control there and selecting those verts, as you can see over here for the new guys, 4 verts selected, so we know we've not inadvertently selected anything we shouldn't have. And let's just click remove. So hopefully this time when we select our edges, let's click that one, and let's go ring. You can see there that it's selected all of the edges in a ring. If on the other hand we use loop, you can see that that selects it as an edge loop. So ring. Now what we want to do is we want to do a connect. So I'm going to click connect like that, and normally when you come in here that will be set to 1 and that will be set to 0. Okay, and so that gives you an edge loop right around the middle of the model. We want 2 edge loops. Now slide allows you to slide those edge loops left and right, and pinch allows you to either stretch them apart or bring them closer together. So we want to stretch it apart. I'm probably going to go for about 90% here. Boom, just like that. Hit the tick for the OK button. So you can see there we've got 2 nice loops around there. Now what I want to do is I want to go into poly mode, and I actually want to select all of the faces that make up the middle of this block. And let's just circle the model. As you can see there, we've not selected anything we didn't want to select. And then what I'm going to do is hit the delete key and delete them. Okay, so you can see we're starting to get our side panels. Now what I need to do is different versions of Macs, like some of the older versions, when you look at these edges in here, these faces in here, sorry, you can actually see right through them. In 2011 it kind of shades them funny, so you know that it's not a proper kind of face. What we want to do is go to edge mode, and we want to, now there's 2 ways of using this tool. You can either select edges individually and hold down control to select multiple edges and then click bridge, and what that's done is it's built the poly between there and there. You can see that poly it's built. Or the other way to do it is it's called the interactive bridging tool. Make sure you don't have any edges selected. You can tell that there. Click the bridging tool, you see the button stays in, and then we just click the edges that we want to build polys between. Now this works pretty well, and it's quite quick and it's quite intuitive when you're working on something quite simple like this. When you get onto a more complicated model, it becomes pretty difficult to select exactly the right edges all the time. So just depending on what you're working on, you can use it the 2 different ways. But there you can see we've got the start of our 2 big armor panels. Now what I want to do is I just want to fix, you notice there that panels are thicker at the top, thinner at the bottom. That was just a little error in the way that we created the edge loops. So what I'm going to do is just manually give that a wee tweak. So I'm going to go into the front viewport by pressing F, and I'm going to press the Z key to zoom extents, and that brings us to there. Let's go to vert mode, and let's press F3 to get our wireframe mode, and then let's just zoom in on these verts down here, and make sure ignore back facings off at this point because we want to select both the front and the back verts. And then let's just select those inner ones, use the uniform scale tool, and just bring them a little bit closer together, and you can see now that those lines run parallel to each other, so I'm much happier with that. And let's do the same with that. So there we have our armor panels. Let's press F3 again just to get edged faces, that's fine. And then let's just go back to top level. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm not really liking this green colour. I tend to like to work in a kind of grey and black outline colour, so let's just select this object and make it black like that. Now that's not really that helpful for working in, so let's press M to bring up our materials editor, and you can see we've got our our reference images in here. I want another standard material. Let's just call this WIP for work in progress. Grey. Again, you don't have to name your materials, but trust me, you will find this so much better. So let's just make it a slightly darker grey than its default. And all we have to do then, drag that onto the hammerhead. And there you can see we get quite a nice grey colour, and that should also work in progress render quite nice. It's maybe a little bit dark. Yeah, it works quite well for that side. I think though I'll lighten it up just a tad. Okay. Yeah, a little bit happier with that. Okay, so there we have it. That's our side armor panels. I think what I'm going to do is I'll save that there. I'll end the video, and then I'll start recording another video straight away. And in the next video, we'll just start blocking out the middle superstructure, I think. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.